At that time, I was pregnant with my son. Visited Index, John's house, by the river. A beautiful place surrounded by Mount Index, lush forests. Very small town in Washington, USA. For people visiting from the city, it was quite a treat. I was sitting by the bench and just looking out at the beautiful scenery. And these beautiful thoughts started to flow. And I said out loud, change is good. The teachings are flowing by the house like a river, and we seem to miss it all, but it's right here. Change is good. That particular place in the river, in the mountains, throughout the year, throughout the seasons, different things happen. Winter is harsh, so when the summer sets in, spring and summer sets in, sometimes there is a lot of snow, ice melting, so that kind of comes down the river, and there is history of some great floods there. So not many people live there, but this particular house, it was built in the 60s, I think. It's an experiment, right? Nobody knows how the weather changes the plateau of the earth, and things change with how the seasons are progressively changing the landscape. So at that time, the foundation for the house was laid quite close to the river. In these days, nowadays, it's illegal. There has to be a certain distance from the river to build the house. Anyway, lot of things happened there, lot of stories are there, lot of experiences happened from where I am sitting now and looking back and reflecting. It was a short time. 10, 15, 20 years is nothing. Anyway, so these words started to flow like a river. And at that time, it was a very profound experience for me. I was under the assumption that I am all blocked and I am all, not free enough to let out something so beautiful and vulnerable. But at that time, the work was very highly intense in my body, in my mind, and then the pregnancy started, so everything was happening really fast. Well, that's what the mind was perceiving it at that time, in that level. So what happened to trigger that was, there was another lady. At that time, there were many people, different characters, different personalities. All these are put around us to give and receive, to experience, and to play a role in the making of yourself, or whatever that journey is, realizing yourself, looking what's inside of you and bringing out the best. Lot of different interesting characters. So this work is real time. There was a slight misunderstanding of sorts, and this lady couldn't control her tongue. There were very harsh words exchanged, and just absolutely mean, completely evil. And I saw this part of me just cringe and just shrink and just go into a corner. And now that I'm carrying another life within me, I took this work very, very seriously. I am still very, very devoted. I bow down, fold my hands, because it is a spirit of something so very good and so very gentle and powerful, and it inspires a lot of love. So when that was thrown on me like that, I really felt bad. So that feeling of not receiving kindness, especially when you're carrying a child, something completely opposite happens to what you don't even expect it. So then this pattern started in me where I just sink into a corner and I just think, and I start looking into it, and I'm like, wow, what am I going to do with this emotion of feeling offended or feeling sad, And I didn't fight back. I fought back internally using these teachings, because like I said, at that time the work was very, very intense, and I wanted to do my best to appreciate it and to respect it and to give it all I have. So I started to say these words: change is good. It's flowing right by the house. So many people come and go, but no one's getting it. No one's really living it. No one's really practicing it. It was beautiful. I was switched on, right? And I was fully, felt like it was fully formed. But again, like, I'm reflecting on that story. It's been sitting with me for quite some time now. If you've been following me, I have to say this again and again, because you never know in which talk what anyone would hear and eat what they want, depending on their likes of flavor and favors. All these dots are being connected. The stories, the real-time experiences, the real-time changes. So it gets bigger and bigger, like a database gets bigger. The dots are connected, the stories make sense, there is integration. The house is coming together. I would say that was the beginning of a big foundation that was being laid. My son's coming marked a very big change in my life personally, and then other people who were involved also. So it meant a lot to me as a mother, as a person, to not let my negative feelings affect the child. And we were living together, we were doing this work together. So a lot of forgiveness just rose up. I let it go. I kind of backfired it with good intentions and good energies. It's funny because just this morning I was talking to my helper about the same topic. That one can make a choice at that moment you are put in the situation to bring out what is within you, and the opportunity to change it right in that moment. If there is an evil thought coming to just smash that person's face and destroy them, you take a breath, you give it a little space, and then you choose something different. True story. It can backfire and bring back many more goodness unto you. It's miraculous. It's awesome, this work. And John started to write down these teachings because he recognizes the flavor. Master of this work, so we connected and started to write down these. And then it became like a song. It was very beautiful. Minutes later, the lady comes to me, falls at my feet literally, keeps her hand on my knee and just pleading for forgiveness. She said, I don't know what got on me. You're pregnant. I'm not supposed to be that harsh. You're supposed to be kind to a person like that. I'm really sorry. It was so beautiful. So as the experiences were happening, as the changes were happening live, as I was recording it in some way, writing it down or whatever, and it kind of backfired on that person, right? As I'm talking about it, right? It happened just today. She comes and says sorry, and it's all good. So we are in the next, we moved on because a different kind of energy exchange was chosen. The decision was made somewhere from within. It happened organically, but we are also doing the work. This is not something that possesses you or makes you do and then you're a different person. You see, there's no chaotic personalities here. It's very grounded, very put together, well made. So I think that was the beginning of a foundation being laid alongside of all the other things that was happening too. Beautiful. When a foundation is laid for the house to be built, it has to be done really, really good. You don't want to lay a foundation that is weak. Otherwise, whatever you build on top of that, it's going to be broken down or built down. So, this is my experience. You take what you want from it and apply it in whatever way you can in your life, in your experience, and the people that are around you. You see, so no one else is doing the work for you. No one else is telling you what to do. All that rubbish doesn't exist here. It's very clean. It's very clear. Because not everybody's life is same. Not everybody's body is same. So this one time, that particular year, there was a big flood, huge flood, and I was worried for John. I was ferocious. That river, that Skykomish river, when she acts out, she's ferocious. And we could see houses just floating by the river, broken, taken away, just wiping it out. That's a phase. And it goes on for days and then it stops. So we had a deck, kind of a deck that was just built, and it was eroding all the mud and everything from below it. So now that acting part comes out, right? You have to act on it. You have whatever is happening in your life. Everybody has that instinct to just act on it, to do something. You make sure you're in the right mindset, whatever you can put together, and do your best. We cut off the deck, we let the deck go. So we lost a lot of all the hard work done, let it go. And in a couple of weeks, I had a dream. Before that happened, I had a dream of me sitting in the middle of the house and the water is just going through the house and all around it, but nothing is happening. I saw myself just floating and just being alive. That's just a metaphor, that's just a symbolic dream, but it has happened literally many times, and I'm sure this is the case for many people out there. I'm certain that some hearts, some minds will hear it and connect with it. It will make sense. Within weeks, some money was collected, things started to move. Really poverty-stricken mindsets were changed. People who were in charge were pushed a little bit. Some money was collected by the few people in that street, and miraculously, this is unheard, a one-time situation and one of a kind event it was. There is no road, it is a kind of a small town, a dead end there. So even for any big trucks or anything to come there, it's very difficult. Nobody really accepts it. So like I said, things were moving, changes were happening, the people were changing their minds, the money was coming together. And again, miraculously, a big orange truck came there and with the stones, and they made this huge wall, by hand, manually made, built, random stones that was piled up like a wall, and just till our house. And it was so beautiful. It was done in a few weeks, and now there is a barricade, so any kind of flood that would come, it would just go past. It was so beautiful, such a unique experience. The trucks came through, the people came through, the builders came through, everything. After that, we made a beautiful lawn, grass lawn over there, and a little fence. So even for a house like that was built, old, and I'm getting to the symbolic part, so hang with me, stay with me. That was, it was, not even supposed to handle any kind of, the foundation was really weak. I don't think at that time how they built it, they never thought there was going to be big floods. Just the house that was standing on it was kind of a old style foundation. There was some kind of a pillar style, and there was gaps in between. Oh, my cat used to just out of fear, when people come, she would be scared, or if they open the door and let her out of fear, she would go and hide under the foundation. And sometimes it was very hard to get her out, because if she doesn't eat, then she'll fall sick or die. So I had to do a lot of work to coax her to come out of that hellhole and save her. Anyway, a house like that was saved. So many beautiful things were done to it, for many more stories to follow after that. So it's possible, you see. I am kind of like that. I was telling my mate today that, I'm like a testimony for this work. Something like this from the foundation can be stirred and changed and made complete and whole, to feel a little differently than what I used to feel, to do things a little more beautifully than how it used to happen. We accomplished a lot of things, even with all the baggage of karmic, baggages and whatnot, all the disturbances and all the blocks. Even through that, we made it. But when we feel free and we're open, so many more beautiful things can happen. One thought can change your entire mindset. See? So open it up and receive it. Just say yes. It'll start to happen. Because beautiful people understand that change is good. Not every change is harmful. The part that is being chiseled and molded and trained, that part may feel like something bad's happening to it. Then we won't have diamonds, isn't it? If every diamond is saying, don't cut me, it's not going to become beautiful and shiny. The change is what makes a thing or a person into what they really are. How far can you go? How deep you want the cleaning and cleanse to be. You can cut corners in something like laying a foundation for a house or cheat. With whatever we have, however we can, we do the work as best as we can. That's good enough. There's no room for fears or doubts here. You take my word for it. Accept it. That's the most difficult part, is accepting that kind of a change. One little, just push it a little more and just say yes, and it'll be beautiful. Welcome something new, something beautiful. The old patterns and the stagnating presence of something so sticky and pesky, it's getting boring and I'm getting tired. So now I'm praying, I'm in a state where in my life what's happening, to just make it a little more easier. All this time we have done the work, done penance, we've waited, we've gone through a lot of suffering. For one person or one family, we have received a lot of grace, a lot of blessings. So that part of me, personally, that all the time pushing and pulling and praying, and it's just heavy. It's a very heavy block of energy that is just waiting in for the release or the relief in the next room, in the next level. I'm saying, let's move on. Let's make it faster. Instead of all the time dipping into the place of zeros and breaking down. Let's build it. So even before the stress or the strain or the problem comes, we will be ahead. We'll have enough to make it, just make it a little more free flowing, a little more smooth. Sounds good, isn't it? It's a good prayer for anyone going through. Just demolish it. Create that space to build this foundation. Let's begin somewhere. Hey, but if you're already there, you have a great foundation, you have a great house, maybe you can lend it to some good get together of sorts. I should apologize for bringing this topic a little late, but again, nothing happens without a reason. We can always find a way to cope with it, adjust, make some adjustments. That's what the work is about. We choose love, we choose forgiveness, we choose all the good virtues that a human being can have, and as the changes happen, we get to practice it, we get to practically use it, apply it in our lives and with everybody around. Some diversion happened, some things happened, that's it. No, you lose it. If you lose it, then it takes some time, then we're sitting in that space and then we lose the connection. So we don't want that. We want a connected relationship that lasts long, that is stable, consistent. Sometimes this kind of an energy that flows, it's difficult to find a worldly word for it. So it's okay, the energy is understood. The purpose and intention behind this sharing is obvious. So I pray, for everybody, individual families, for all the blocks to be released, all the difficult situations smoothened out, all the space cleared, and be ready for all the precious blessings, beautiful healings, wonderful changes that is about to come in each and every life, mind, hearts. Let it rise, let it shine, let it flow, let it give, let it receive. And let's share the joy and the happiness, creating a beautiful space for all the wonderful changes that has happened. It's just a story. Maybe it was always there all the time, but as we clear out and rise up, then there is a story created. I guess it's entertaining for God. So we play the role, we move on. And I thank God for every time He was there, man, that hand was there. It's very, very, you can't even confine it to one particular form or energy of God or whatever. It is so vast, so big, it's everywhere, it's universal. Something that is seemingly so impossible for a human mind to perceive and to understand on this earth, He does it so simply and so easily, like it's nothing. So again, it creates a certain kind of a humility within. You bow down. It's very beautiful. So accept it, be open, because mark my word today, change is good. Receive it, let it happen, and our minds and hearts and our lives will be that much more beautiful, fulfilling. That's the purpose and goal of each one's life, right? You want to feel whole and complete from all that brokenness and bitterness. So let's rise up, change how our mind thinks, how our heart feels, and receive and accept the changes, because change is good.